Hello, everyone. I hope you all are doing well on this extremely messy Monday that we are about to have. Hello, my darlings. I am so glad to see you all in here. I hope you all are doing well. It is a glorious day here in the Mole Mansion, especially when I'm feeling extra petty, extra messy, and today is that day. Because you know what, guys? I hate me a liar. I hate me a revisionist of history. I cannot stand a grown ass, overprivileged ginger dimwit acting like he's so hard done by, especially when he decided to be with a Soho House hooker that everyone told him, hey, guess what? You probably shouldn't be marrying her. There's nothing wrong with sticking your snake in a warm slot on like a random Friday night, but don't ever make that sloppy snake your wife. And that is the problem with Harry. He decided to stick his royal snake in a sloppy tart and decided to make this sloppy little slut his wife. And this raggedy trollop has done nothing but be worse than a tornado that has hit the land, that has just set and has just destroyed everything and will never be happy. Let's be honest. Hello, guys. I see you all in the chat here. I see Leilani's here. I see Christy, Cart, Kitty, Lizzie, Martha, Katie, Christine, Mike, all the usuals. Christine, if I missed your name, it doesn't mean I don't like you. I just missed your name. I love you guys. And I love the fact that you guys have decided to come and spend a few minutes with me here because we need to talk about Harry's bullshit and his BS that he's spreading. All this nonsense about not having protection, about his wife not being protected or anything. I am so sick and tired of these two grown ass individuals who are acting like they are so hard done by when in reality, Meghan and Harry were given everything on a silver platter. Let's keep it 100 here. Let's keep it absolutely 100% real here, okay? Harry and Meghan are absolutely nobodies. And Lizbeth, you are completely right with this. Someone pointed out that the Harkles left the UK over 5 years ago. Since then, there's been no attempts on Harkle life or acid throwing, even when Harry's in the UK. Yeah, the royal family have been quiet for the last 5 years, since it's actually a bit more, because remember, Harry and Meghan left the royal family in November of 2019, mid-November of 2019. Okay, so they've been gone for a long time. They've had all these opportunities. And the thing here is with Meghan and Harry is that they love to exaggerate their net worth. I never believed that they received $100 million deal from Netflix. I never believed that they received a $30 million deal from Spotify. No way. Not even close. If Michelle and Barack Obama got like a $50 million deal from Netflix and like a $20 million deal from Spotify, I'm supposed to believe that these two dingbats received more than them? I don't think so. I never believed it. But the thing that annoys me the most here is that they're constant whining and complaining about security. And what pisses me off the most here is that we all remember the harassment that Catherine went through. Remember? We remember to this very day the 8 years that Catherine and William were dating, right? Because they were young, they were in their teens. People seem to forget. Catherine and William were in their 20s, okay? They weren't becoming a pair of, I don't know, worn out ovaries that had to lie to a dummy prince and claim that they were becoming too old and needed to get down the aisle as fast as they could. Meghan Markle was well in her mid 30s when she met Prince Harry. Okay. She met Prince Harry when she was in her mid-30s. She needed to get someone and like hatch them down quick because she had no prospects. She had nothing in her life. But yet Catherine was in her 20s, and we will never forget the harassment that she went through. Remember, poor girl.
Happy birthday. There's nothing like having your photo taken on your birthday. Prince William's girlfriend turned 25 today and found round about the same number of photographers outside her house as cameras.
Look at this. Look at how close these men were getting to her. They literally had their cameras in her face. Okay. Let me tell you for 1 second here. I've always believed that Meghan Markle married Prince Harry thinking that she was still going to get this kind of attention in the UK. This girl is so dumb and so thick that she didn't realize that times have changed. Since the whole Diana incident, the paparazzi had backed off. Since the whole incident with Catherine and being chased in this manner, they've backed off. They don't harass the royals in the way that they did. But yet Meghan married and started dating Harry because she thought this was going to happen to her. She thought she was going to get chased down the road while she's walking and running errands. And when it didn't happen, oh, the UK is racist. I have to move to California and hire Backgrid to come and take photos of me. And then I'm going to pretend and lie that I've been chased. Right. It never happened. And let me tell you, if Meghan Markle got this sort of attention, she would never be able to handle it. Look at what Catherine went through for 8 years. Nobody in the royal family helped her. She never got any protection or anything. Nothing at all. They let her to fend for herself. They didn't even allow William to step in and get her protection and to help her out. No, she had to deal with this all on her own. And the reason why I am so upset, and I think you guys can tell in my voice, is because Harry had the nerve to go onto the BBC and he sat down and recorded a ridiculous interview for the BBC talking about how Meghan was never protected. I am about to remind you all that that is nothing but a load of nonsense. And Meghan was protected from the moment she had Harry release that ridiculous statement claiming that she had been harassed and they had been dating for a few months. Nobody knew who Meghan Markle was. Nobody cared about Meghan Markle. But Meghan was manipulating Harry from the moment she laid eyes on her. Okay. Catherine didn't get any protection. Let me keep showing you this video. Let me remind you all.
On the cake. We were there too.
Look at all these men. Look at all these grown men. Catherine was what, 20, 21? It was her birthday this day. Look at all of these. There is over 30 grown men circling this young 20-year-old woman.
We were there too, but it's the paparazzi who Clarence had.
Look at that. And you don't see her crying. You don't see her breaking down. You just see she always kept her composure. She just dealt with it.
Kate Middleton's lawyers are most concerned about.
Look at all these men. Look at all these individuals. Look at the men surrounding her car.
They think this is harassment and must stop.
Do you see this? They used to wait outside her door. Yeah, you're right, Mike. She never flinched. She never gave them a reaction or anything. I will never forget the footage that I saw of Catherine and her father walking through the airport, and the paparazzi were there, and they were calling Catherine every single name under the sun. Slag, bitch, whore, whatever, you name it. They were shouting that out at her to get a reaction. And Mike Middleton, being the father that he is, bless him, had it have been me, I would have nailed those guys in the face, but he didn't react because he knew that if he reacted, the paparazzi would be all over this and it would be headlines and it would be a disaster. None of them ever reacted. You have never, ever heard in all these years the Middletons or Catherine, anyone complaining about the paparazzi, right? But then remember, Harry released that ridiculous statement, okay? And let me show you guys, not 9 days after Harry released that statement claiming Meghan Markle as his girlfriend and claiming that she has been facing a torrent of abuse and blah, 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 whatever. Let me show this to you guys, okay? Oh, is this it? Yeah, this is it. Let me just catch these super chats here, my darlings. John, thank you, my darling, says, if it wasn't for the royal family, hold on, what am I doing here? There we go. If it wasn't for the royal family, Meghan would be a trivia question. Harold Markle is just worthless. Not only would Meghan be a trivia question, the trivia question would probably go something like this. Which character in Suits spent the most time with no clothes or getting banged up a filing cabinet? A, Meghan Markle. There you go. There's your, that's what she would be known for. This Suits actress used to be in 90210 and was seen giving fellatio in the scene. Who was she? Oh, Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle, I think, was case number 24. So we should call her lady number 24. That's what she should be. I'm so petty. Leilani, thank you, my darling. You were too sweet. Thank you, sweetheart. But let me show you guys this, okay? So 9 days after Harry put out that ridiculous statement, because you guys remember it was written that if Meghan had threatened Harry that if he didn't go public with her, then he was going to leave her. So she forced him to do this, okay? And within 9 days, this is Meghan Markle, okay? And she was walking out of her place, and within 9 days, she had security. She had Toronto police, and she had private security watching over her. And look at the shit-eating grin on this girl's face. You knew from day one, this raggedy trollop, this cheap, talentless harlot was doing nothing but manipulating Harry, his paranoia, and the fact that he lost his mother at an early age. She was using that all against him, and this idiot, this ginger dimwit, fell for it all. This person is a nobody. Meghan Markle is the type of person where, because she is so insecure, she has never achieved anything on her own volition. She's always needed someone else to help her achieve something. Meghan wanted security on the set of Suits because she wanted to make herself seem like she was more important than, say, the actual #1 stars on Suits, right? Because she was just number 6 on the call sheet. She wasn't the actual star of Suits, but now she got to feel like a star because she had her own private security around her on a closed set. Where they filmed Suits, the studio where they filmed it, it was all closed. They were like, you wouldn't need security to follow you around on a closed set, somewhere that there had never, ever been instances of threats. But of course, once Harry announced that he was dating Meghan Markle, guess what happened? Oh, all of a sudden, there was a threat called into the Suits production about Meghan, and NBC had to go and get security for her. They had to pay for extra security because all of a sudden, she was dating Prince Harry and receiving threats. I bet you, I am willing to bet top dollar that Meghan Markle called in these alleged threats. She lied about these threats. She claimed that she was getting threats. Nothing was happening. But then on top of that, this is about to really piss you guys off, okay? Because remember, this raggedy trollop was a nobody, an absolute nobody. And once Harry announced that he was with Meghan Markle, guess what? Meghan Markle, and it was announced to People magazine, because we all know how Meghan has a connection to People magazine. Meghan Markle, it says here, I actually didn't believe it was real. Then all of a sudden I turn around and there's a guy from MI5, British Security Service, on set every day. So this was a co-worker of Meghan Markle's. This was her on-screen dad, who played the character that played her dad. And basically, he was saying that there was an MI5 British security. Who paid for that? Who paid for a British MI5 security to be on a set for Meghan Markle, who was only just dating Prince Harry? Now, remember, Prince Harry said during his BBC interview, they weren't going to give her any sort of protection until I made a big deal out of it, until I said something. And remember, this woman has had security from day one. This woman she lied and kept calling the Toronto police, telling them that they were paparazzi outside of her house when there wasn't. This is the same woman who claimed that she was getting harassed when she wasn't. Meghan Markle is an old cow. The crazy thing to me is that I will never understand how or why the royal family gave in so much to a woman who never once showed them any loyalty or any reason to be given these kinds of privileges. Honesty and Truth says, when is Silly Boy giving us the UK taxpayers' money back? We're waiting, stupid, and a huge apology for smearing us, your country, as being racist, and the royals. Come on, H, be a man for once. I honestly believe that Meghan and Harry should pay back the British taxpayers the 32 million pounds that was spent on their wedding. Because remember, this money and this wedding was given to them on the grounds that they were going to be senior working royals. Clearly, they didn't keep their side of the deal because they already had a plan in action. So their wedding was totally fraudulent. Why should the royal family and the taxpayers pay over $44 million? 32 million pounds of it, which came from you, the taxpayer, for security, because Harry thought his raggedy whore that he was marrying was somebody special. He thought that someone was going to take them out. Nobody cares about them. Nobody cares about Meghan Markle at all. All this nonsense about, oh, Meghan and I, we're in trouble, we're going to get her. Nothing. Nobody cares about you guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Harry and Meghan try and stage a ridiculous stunt with some children in Amazon boxes included. Who knows? Maybe we might see doll parts all over the place. Who knows? But they will try something, because we saw them try something in New York. But stupidly, the two dingbats there didn't realize that you can't go faster than like 10 miles per hour in New York. Jane G says, this is for standing up to the SS. What they have said on IG has been outrageous. Oh, I know. The Sussex squad, their entire line now is that the royal family are trying to harm Harry and Meghan. Yeah, this is their new narrative now. But Meghan Markle had protection from the moment Harry went and made that stupid statement. So the fact that he has the nerve to claim, oh, the royals don't care about us, they want us to get hurt. No, you guys have always been protected. Always. And I think it was, hold on, I think I have a bookmark here that someone had posted. Let me grab my phone because I need to read this out to you guys. So you guys know, even though Harry and Meghan are complaining about not being protected, not having security, people not caring about them, or the royal family not caring about them, let me remind you guys this. Hold on. Let me pull up this bookmark because let me tell you guys. Okay. So the British Prince on Twitter put this list out, okay? And let me just I want to share this with you guys. So let me see if I can pull this up on my image here. Copy link. Let me send it to myself because I want to show you guys this. Because I know Harry keeps saying we have no protection. We are not protected. When nobody cares about us. Let me just remind everyone, first of all, let me also remind Harry that Harry, while Meghan was courting you at the same time, this was May 2016. This is about the same time when you and Meghan had basically hooked up, and then Meghan was claiming that she was single. Let me remind everyone that Meghan was doing the horizontal lambada in bed with Corey Vitiello, and that she really just, if you guys remember her website that she used to run, a working actress, there was this line where I'll never forget where she said that she can never go more than 2 months without a man in her bed. So that tells you everything. Yes, I'm going to be messy, but I have never, ever seen Meghan Markle show this much love towards Harry. I've seen her do this pose with Trevor. I've seen her do this pose with other men. I mean, I've seen her do this pose with Harry in the photo booth at the very beginning, but now, no. When was the last time that Meghan hugged and let Harry kiss her in this manner? Never. I've never even seen Meghan show this type of affection towards Harry. Ever. I don't know at what point Harry is going to wake up and realize he is not a winner. All he was there for was to open doors for Meghan. That's it. But let me show you what the British Prince, Freedom Prince here on X shared, because this is Harry's propaganda here. So Harry said on the BBC that he stated that other countries were instructed not to provide him with security after he stepped back from royal duties and moved to the US. Meanwhile, here's a list of international countries that provide the Duke and Duchess Meghan Markle security. Canada in 2019, 2020, 2023, 2024, 2025. The Netherlands in 2022. The United Kingdom in 22, 23, 24, 25. Germany in 2022, 23, 2025. Jamaica in 2024, Nigeria in 2024, Colombia in 24, South Africa in 24, Lesotho in 24, Singapore in 24, the US. The US has been providing Harry and Meghan security since 2020. Okay, I know that this individual only puts 2024 and 2025, but the US has been giving Harry and Meghan security since they moved there during the whole pandemic. St. Vincent and the Grenadines, remember when they went to Canouan? 2023, Japan 2023. And then here are all the US locations they were given security and police escort, which was paid for via you, the US taxpayer. LA, Montecito, Miami, NYC, Joint Base McGuire, Dix, Lakehurst, which was a military base. Remember, Harry and Meghan went there to exploit Afghan refugees for their content, whatever it was. San Antonio, Uvalde, Wellington, Florida, Las Vegas, Milwaukee, and many unspecified U.S. locations, and the one during spring break 2025. So these two idiots are going around claiming, we don't have security. Nobody cares about us. But yet they are always secure. Harry looks as stupid as his stupid uncle Prince Andrew for this interview. I don't know who screwed up even worse, Harry or Andrew. I mean, at the end of the day, Prince Harry was basically forcing British taxpayers were paying for Harry and Meghan's security while Meghan was nothing but a warm hole for Harry to stick his wiener in. Because remember when Meghan showed up at Toronto at the Invictus Games? At that point, you know how much security doubled that day just for Meghan showing up, and they required extra security because Meghan put it into his head that she was under attack. She needed extra security. Yeah, I think it was over like $400,000. I am right now in the middle of trying to receive the information about how much Vancouverites paid for Harry and Meghan's security and overtime during their week-long jaunt in Vancouver and Whistler during their Invictus Games. Before I moved down to California, I put down all the paperwork in there to see, but I don't know if I'm going to get it, but we'll see what happens because I did file a Freedom of Information request to see how much are Vancouver individuals spending? How much are taxpayers spending for this nonsense? People deserve to know. Yes, warm hole. Now it's not a warm hole anymore. That's for sure. That warm hole has turned ice cold. And I bet you he probably hasn't been in that hole for a long time. Yeah, Canadians were paying to protect an Archie doll. And don't forget that what happened? Meghan Markle had filed a lawsuit against the Daily Mail when she was carrying that doll through the park and filed it on behalf of Archofficial and got an undisclosed payout for it too. But I just wanted to remind you all, Meghan Markle has been receiving security from the very beginning. From the moment that Harry publicly announced that Meghan Markle was his girlfriend, she was getting security. People were at her, like I said, British MI5 were on set. Remember this ridiculous letter Harry wrote? November 8th, 2016. This is October 30th. Not even a few weeks later, 3 weeks later, Meghan had full security constantly. And not only did Meghan Markle have security, you know who else had security and got all the perks also? Let me show you here because I know this will piss you off also. And while we're all getting pissed off here together, I might as well bring it all up. Because at the same time, Doria, Cell Block 6 Doria, past that joint Ragland, she saw money bags from the moment Meghan Markle told her that she was dating a prince. Now, let me remind you that this was the same Meghan Markle that claimed, I don't know the royal family. Who's the royal family? We don't know anything about the royal family. But let me show you. Let me show you this.
The last 5 years has been challenging.
Bitch.
Yeah.
How does it feel to be here talking about that today?
I'm ready to have my voice heard, that's for sure.
Con artist.
A little bit of my experience, as her mom.
Your experience, when were you her mom? You were missing most of the time. Liebrows. Where were you, Cell Block 6 Doria? We heard you were too busy smoking reefers with Thomas Markle Jr. on the porch. You were sitting on the front stoops getting stoned with him. What do you mean spending time as her mother?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Meg told you she was dating Harry?
I do. And when she told me, we're on the phone and she says, Mommy, I'm going out with Prince Harry. And I started whispering, oh my God.
You see where Meghan gets her mannerisms from? From one con artist to another. But thanks, Doria, for outing the fact that your daughter is a filthy liar and she knew exactly who she was dating from the onset. From the word go, she knew who she was with. Okay? And this was Doria. Remember Doria, who claimed that the royal family were so racist, but yet if you read this book, which was Royals at War, okay, you will find on page 136 of 937 where it says that, let me explain to you. So it would not have been a surprise to learn that the Queen was monitoring Meghan's reckless spending with a shrewd eye. The fact that Meghan spent more than £500,000 on clothes for public events during 2018, with £111,000 just on her trip to Africa alone, as well as further costs for her private life, the jewels, the renovation of Frogmore, the allowance for her mother, Doria. Say what? Say what? Doria was getting an allowance? I still want to know what the hell Doria Ragland, Doria cell block 6, past the duchy to the left-hand side. Why was she getting an allowance for what? She wasn't working. Who did this allowance come out? Whose pockets? I hope the British taxpayers didn't pay for any of that. What? Why did the royal family have to give an allowance to a con artist? Yeah. Remember the South Africa trip, Lizzie? She spent over £111,000 on clothes just for that. Yeah. Yeah. I swear, UK taxpayers should definitely get their money back for sure. Honesty and Truth, thank you, says Princess Anne has only taxpayer security for royal engagements. She is 74. She can wrestle a bear and win. H is not a pilot, so let us stop this twaddle. He was a gunner in the army. Look, I have asked many, many times for the Sussex squad to show me, just show me one video of Harry flying a helicopter on his own. Just one video. I have seen and I have pulled up so many images of William flying an Apache helicopter. I've also shown you videos of William landing a Sea King helicopter on the water and holding it there. Let me show you that right now. Let me show you that, and then I'll get back to Doria cell block 6 story. No, let me finish with Doria, and then I'll get to William. But look, this was Doria. So when her daughter was dating Harry, yes, Backgrid was there to take a photo. Doria had full access to the Windsor suite. She never had to pay. Doria, when she flew into the UK, would be the first one that would get to deplane, would be the first one that would get to come off the plane, and she would be met by someone from the royal palace at the bottom of the steps. A customs officer would just stamp her passport. They wouldn't check anything. She would get into a Range Rover and be taken off. You know how easy it would be to bring in illicit substances like that, knowing that you aren't getting checked and going through customs? Look at Doria. Here's Doria. Doria's so privileged that, hey, she might as well get this white woman, you know, those same white people that Doria called racist. You might as well carry her bags for her, because might as well. I'm Doria Ragland. I deserve it. Right? So the same cell block 6 Doria here, who, let me find this photo. Whoops, this one. Look at her. The royals weren't racist when you were enjoying their party. The royals weren't racist when you were having fun, enjoying all the splendors and grandeurs and everything. Did you guys know that for Meghan and Harry's wedding, Prince Charles paid for 10 different outfits for Doria? And I want to know where did that money go? Where 10 different outfits? Where is the money? I don't know. Leilani, you are so sweet, darling. Thank you. You are being way too generous. Okay, stop it. Stop it now. Hudson St. Enco says, did Meghan receive an invite to the Met Gala tonight? No, it probably got lost in the mail. It probably got lost in the emails. Seriously, I will never understand why the royal family allowed this con artist and her daughter into the family, all because of what? What? Because Harry whined about it? Because they said that they were going to, I don't know, accuse you guys of racism? Exactly, CCA. What racist spend $35 million on someone they hate? Exactly. This is what I want to know. That's everything that I want to know. Is that the nerve of these people? I mean, Doria Ragland married a white man. Meghan Markle married a white man, and you want to turn around and claim that they are racist? These are the white men that have always provided for you. Thomas Markle Sr. was an Emmy Award lighting director. I know Meghan wants to pretend like, oh, we were so poor and I was a latchkey kid. Thomas Markle Sr. was making well over $250,000 a year. And this was back in 1980. You know how much money that is? You could comfortably live on that back then. But yet Meghan wants to pretend like she's a latchkey kid. She wants to pretend like she was eating TV dinners when in reality she was being taken by her father after every ballet lesson he was paying for to Musso and Frank's, where a salad starts at $25 a plate. Meghan was talking about how her dad would send a chauffeured limo to pick her up from school and bring her to the set. I mean, this, like, you can't keep trying to rewrite history and keep lying that you never had security when there's individuals like myself who know the truth. And I will come up here and be like, no, bitch, you is a liar. Okay. I don't know if it's all the doobies or all the snow you've been snorting, but you are lying. You are full of it. Not true. Okay. Not true at all. Like I said, I will never understand why the royal family allowed this. Like, am I supposed to believe that the royal family is so weak that a lie about them coming and saying, oh, well, we're going to call you guys racist if you don't give us everything that we want, made you guys cower and bend to an untalentless trollop? I don't get it. I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that the royal family was so weak that a skanky little Soho prostitute that liked to eat bananas for dessert could come into the royal family and be like, well, if I don't get what I want, then y'all are racist and I'm going to destroy you all. I'm having a hard time, processing all of that. All we have ever seen, I'm going to say this, we need to come to the point where Harry, wake up. You were never a pilot. The fact that he is now claiming that he served the royal family for 35 years, where? Because I remember Harry. I mean, Harry, if you want to talk about serving the royal family, well, I remember this Harry. Let me remind you all. Because Harry wants to say, I served the royal family for 35 years. Yeah, Harry, this looked like when you were allegedly chasing the dragon from between your toes, right? This is when you were falling out of nightclubs, drunk and trying to fight the paparazzi. Is that your service to the royal family? Is that your service to the UK people? Puking on their sidewalks and somebody having to clean it up and hose it off in the mornings? This is Harry. Remember this? Harry falling and being an ass because he was drunk. This is Harry. Yeah, he claims he was serving since he was 5. Yeah, I know. The most degenerate idiot of the royal family is thinks that he's the winner. Look at that service. Exactly. Look at that service. He was either drunk or high as a kite. Service. And service wearing the NAZI uniform. Yeah, exactly. Harry's long life of service has been to the bottle and his schnoz. That's what. Oh, and let me not forget to male nipples. Because if Harry has shown us anything, he sure loves touching the men's nipples. That's for sure. He loves fondling the odd nipple here and there. He loves grabbing and pinching a man's nipple and giving it the old twistaroo. Anything to do with male body parts, you bet Harry will be there and his hands will be all over it. Because I, for one, have never seen Harry pull a titty twister on a woman or grab Meghan Markle's bottom or anything kind of sexual towards Meghan. No, but you will always see Harry being extra sexual, extra touchy-feely, extra cozy with the men and not his own wife. And that is saying quite a lot. That does say a lot in my opinion. I'm just saying. It's just what I'm seeing. But anyways, my friends, I better get the heck out of here. Honesty and Truth says the royal family really need to come clean about the children of M&H and stop the nonsense. We here in this household believe Andrew and M had legs up, open and shoes off meeting. Definitely. I 100% believe that Meghan and Andrew definitely did the sweaty pizza parlor cha-cha before Harry got handed off Meghan. And remember, all of Harry's friends told him, don't marry her. Don't marry her. Molly, he grabbed Catherine's butt in front of William. Oh, I remember that. I showed that in one of my live videos. I remember that when they were on the balcony and she couldn't react or anything. That's a predator, in my opinion. 100% a predator. How much do you think the BBC paid him? Maybe $250. Maybe. 250, 125, 250, like $250,000 is what I think. Other than that, I don't think they paid him more. Nothing at all. I think they paid him that to like help him pay his outstanding legal fees, because he definitely does have legal fees now. Never explain, never complain, just remove. I agree. The king at this point needs to do something. I mean, how long are you going to let this go? The queen, she stripped Andrew of his titles, his duties, what he could do when she was sick. Charles needs to do something. I mean, you know what kind of got under my skin, and I'm going to be honest here, okay? What got under my skin is that Buckingham Palace made an announcement about Harry's security, right? And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, isn't it interesting how Buckingham Palace can come out and make an announcement about Harry's security and how they've tried everything, and yet they were so silent when Catherine was getting bullied about wanting a little bit of privacy because she had just had abdominal surgery. She got bullied and harassed to the point that she had to make a video when she wasn't ready and had to tell us all that she had cancer. That's what I'm like, why is Buckingham Palace making an announcement about Harry? Like, who cares? Why don't you just stay silent like you always have? And yet you won't make an announcement for your, basically who I think is like their star royal member. Catherine and William are the two that are carrying the royal family, because let's be honest, nobody really cares about Charles and Camilla because they don't have the greatest, reputation. People don't like them because of what happened in history. Charles can pay as much as he wants to change the PR about Camilla, but people, their minds won't change. They remember history and what has happened. And the fact that Buckingham Palace can make an announcement for Harry, but couldn't even come out to protect Catherine, tell the media to back off, tell them to leave them alone. I don't know. I was just like, what the hell? Yeah. Yes. Seems like Catherine was bullied more just by their sons. 100% she was. 100%. That's what I believe. But anyways, my darlings, I better get out of here, my friends. I got to run. I got to go grab the little one. I got to get back into mommy duties. And, because some of us here actually are parents and we don't have nannies to take care of our children or to go pick them up. But I just wanted to come on here and remind you guys that, look, Meghan's been getting security from the beginning. From the moment that she manipulated Harry to put out that statement, Meghan had British MI5 security on suits. She had NBC gave her security. They also installed cameras. Meghan also called the Toronto police multiple times claiming there was paparazzi harassing her, but there was never any evidence of it. Meghan has been playing Harry like a goddamn fiddle from the very beginning, and hopefully one day he'll smack his head somewhere and wake up because, well, he's got no one in his team. And definitely not Meghan, because Meghan is not on his side ever. Meghan will never have his back ever. And while he is doing everything and destroying everything for her, she never has his back. She doesn't even care. But anyways, some of our memories are long. My memory is long and I remembered that. So I wanted to come on here and just remind you all that Harry and Meghan have gotten everything from the royal family when they shouldn't have. And they're still pretending to be victims. They're still pretending like they never got enough. They got more than enough. Okay? I think that we should now just start a petition demanding the 32 million pounds that was paid by taxpayers to be paid back on the grounds of Harry and Meghan's wedding was completely fraudulent. They already had plans to leave the royal family, and yet they still accepted a huge wedding on the grounds of that they were going to be working senior royals, and they weren't. That's what, yeah, they got way more than they should have. Way more. You guys should get your money back. I'm sure Charles has 32 million pounds he can give back to the taxpayers. I mean, I would hope that the government officials wouldn't then try and siphon it into their pockets. But anyways, the announcement was unprecedented. Truly, that announcement was absolute garbage. It truly was. But then that just shows how dumb Harry is. Anyways, my darlings, I'm going to get out of here. I got to run and grab my little one because I actually really have a little one. And ooh, I didn't share with you guys. My little one actually lost his first tooth the other day. Yeah, he did. It was crazy. He was so excited. But I bet you now Meghan Markle will claim that Archie has now lost his tooth. But anyways, darling, thank you so much, my friends, so much for being here. I appreciate you all so much. Thank you to everyone who sent a super chat and super sticker. You guys are so generous and so kind. That just means I'm going to go out and buy Monster and my little one some treats and some toys, all thanks to you guys. I will catch you all in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Bye, guys. Toodaloo.